Come on into the attic. So glad that you're here. I have a special episode. Guess who's in the attic? My mom. My mom is in the attic with us today. And we're going to talk a little bit, and then she's going to sing what I think probably as far back as I can remember, she would state this was her favorite song. And so I'm happy that you're in the attic, Mom.
I'm glad to be in the attic with you.
Good. So what I want to ask you about first is your family. So you were part of what they called the Oklahoma Musical Hearts. And your last name, your maiden name was what?
Hart.
Hart.
H-A-R-T.
H-A-R-T. And so there was a group of a family of Hearts that was known as the Texas Musical Hearts, and then a family that was known as the Oklahoma Musical Hearts. You all were cousins, and you were a part of the Oklahoma Musical Hearts. And your dad, your mom, you, and your brother right next to you, started singing and playing when you were quite young.
Yes.
And you played all sorts of instruments. And tell me what did your dad play?
My dad played the guitar most of the time, the lead guitar.
Okay. And then what instruments did you play?
Well, my favorite was the bass.
What kind of bass?
The electric bass.
No.
Oh, no, it was an upright bass.
There you go. It was an upright bass.
That was before electric bass came along.
Yeah. Are you saying that you were before electricity came along?
Well, almost.
Okay, so your favorite was a stand-up bass, upright bass. What other instrument did you play?
I played the piano, and I played some what we had for ourselves to take with us to show people was some sleigh bells.
Yeah, that's after I came along. But we'll talk about that. The instrument that I want you to recall playing was probably before you started playing upright bass, because you were too small at this point. You played the mandolin.
Yes.
The mandolin. And your mom played guitar. And Uncle James, what did he play?
He played...
Did he play mandolin?
He played mandolin. Mother didn't play mandolin.
She didn't play mandolin?
No, she
she
sung all the time.
She sung, and you all sang. And then when your baby brother came along, he picked up guitar and learned to play guitar very similarly to Granddad, to your father. He played very similar to him.
Yes.
Those were the instruments that you played. That was when you were a little girl.
Yes.
And I want to tell a story about when you were a little girl. But you've mentioned this a couple times, you are wanting to talk about the sleigh bells.
Yes.
So in the 60s, I believe it was, the early 60s, you all saw a church. You went to a church. Maybe we went to a church. Maybe I was born. And they had what was called sleigh bells, which is bells like would be on a sleigh. And the bells are attached to leather straps. And then the leather straps are attached to a pole frame. And it is an octave.
Set up like a piano.
Set up like a piano. You have the white keys are on the bottom row, and the black keys are straps on the top row. and you can shake them or you can hit them. And Mom played. We would set those up as when we traveled. We set those up in churches, and she would play, and people loved the sleigh bells.
Yes.
And so she, you know, it's just interesting what things your brain remembers. And while her brain does not remember a lot of things, the sleigh bells are there permanently. They are in her brain.
They hung in there.
They hung in there. That's right. So what I want to tell before we sing this song is about when you were a little girl, and I believe that you have told that you were about 6 years old. And in the church that your dad pastored, you always sat on the front row on the side that he was playing guitar for the song service because you watched him. And that's probably how you learned to play guitar, was just watching him
Yes.
play the guitar.
Yes.
And one Sunday or Wednesday night at one service started, and my grandfather announced that it would just be guitar for the song service because the piano player was not there for that service. And so Mother said she snuck up to the piano, and I've heard her say that she feared that she would get in trouble because she didn't play piano. She had never played piano. She hadn't been taught anything about the piano. She had been learning to play the guitar, but not the piano. So as he strummed the guitar to give everyone the key for the song, she says that she just sat her hands on the keys and started playing the song. And that's the song that has been her favorite. Now, the interesting thing, if you happen to be a musician, the easiest key to play keyboard in is the key of C, or that's may not be people's favorite, but that's in general the easiest key. The key that this song was in that night was A flat. And if you know anything about playing the keyboard, that isn't the easiest key. That's not close to the easiest key. So that was a very God moment.
It was.
And you played, and your dad looked over and saw it was you playing, and you didn't get in trouble.
Oh.
I guess she was glad about that.
Yes, because I could just go to the piano and sit down and mash some of the keys, and that was the wrong thing. I shouldn't have been there. I should have been sitting out in the audience. But that night, I sat there and played that. He was singing, "'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus," and he had it in A flat.
Mm-hmm.
And that is not an easy key to play in. But I put my hands up there on the piano and I just said, "Jesus, you can do it." And
he did.
He did.
So I want you to sing that today.
"'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus, just to take him at his word, just to rest upon his promise, just to know thus saith the Lord. And I want to sing that second verse. I'm so glad I learned to trust Him. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that Thou art with me, and You'll be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, prayer I'll trust, and how I proved Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus. Oh, for grace to trust Him more. And I like this verse. I'm so glad I learned to trust Him. Precious Jesus, Savior, friend. And I know that Thou art with me, will be with me to the end. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus, Him, how I've proved Him o'er and o'er. Jesus, Jesus, precious Jesus. Oh, for grace to trust Him more. I'm glad I learned to trust Him.
He's been with you all through the years.
All through the years.
That's right.